Okay, now that I have remembered to unmute everything, everywhere, for everybody, how's everybody doing this morning? Or afternoon. Hello, Merlin.
Hi, I'm a Merlin.
Let's see who we have in the chat this morning. We have a Mezzo Dragon over there on the Twitch side, as always. Good morning, Mezzo. How you doing today?
Hi, Mezzo.
We have a Miss T, a Sarah Lee, a Numbskull, a Viking Sandwich Wench that we're saying good morning to. As we scroll down, we also have a Hunley that we're saying a good afternoon to, because he lives across the pond. A morning to Neilk, who thinks he's awake, but he's not too sure. A morning to Lou and Penina. Let me see, as we continue to scroll down here, let's see, I know I saw somebody. Oh, morning, Evil Gunny, how you doing? And Green Badger, what's up, dude? And we have a good afternoon to a Jason Todd, the Zombie Robin, because, you know, long titles and such. And a Magnus, morning, Magnus. So we've got all that. Oh, yes, and a Wolfie who is driving, so he's not exactly in the chat. I saw that. So there are a couple of things to draw attention to in the description this morning, and I remembered to put it down there while everything was going. So I'm getting a lot better at that one.
Oh, wow, you did. Look at that.
Yesterday, you would have noticed that the live stream actually got unlisted, and I'm going to be putting that on a playlist today because I uploaded the edited version of the live stream, which I am going to start doing to get myself in the habit of doing. The edited version usually just takes out any bloopers, like yesterday when the computer froze and stuff like that, and the long 12 minutes of music before the show actually starts. Morning, G. Bronner. In order for other people to come and hopefully take a look at the show later on in the day without having to wonder where they have to click to, you know, bypass all the music and stuff. So there is that, and that's going to be on the YouTube channel and also on BitChute. I did a blog post yesterday updating the site. Merlin and I are talking about an actual schedule for blog posts. Yes, we're actually trying to do this somewhat professionally.
Yeah, because we really want to spread the truth, and we really want to interact with you guys. Hey, Callie. So, yeah.
All right, she's going to the doctor for a regular checkup, so, yep, I'll take a look at that. Yeah.
Good luck, Callie. Good luck.
Yeah, which means there's...
And morning, Bronner.
Yep, good morning, and hopefully everything shows up clear for you, Callie. God only knows you don't need to go for a checkup, and then it turns out that, you know, there's something going on. Knock on.
But yeah, we really want to get serious with the news and the blog and everything else, so we're doing this for you all, and we love doing it.
Yeah, we do.
So.
Magnus, don't try to be professional. It's not as much fun. It is when you're having fun like we do. We love to interact with our chat because you guys are great.
And no one's interrupting us.
Yeah.
It's quiet.
I mean, without you guys in the chat, you know, having a discussion with us about the stories and stuff that goes on and that we report on the show, we would just be like uploading pre-recorded content. It wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, we would be grunting at each other.
Yeah, we would be. So there is that. Also, too, for those of you that like Tranime Girl, there's a short little announcement that is popping on the screen. Tomorrow is her 1 year on SRS after her sex reassignment surgery. She is doing an AMA stream in order to commemorate her 1 year of being post-op training. You can email or you can hashtag, depending on whether you are or are not on Twitter. And that stream is going to take place on her YouTube channel March 8th, 2018. That's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Which is 11 o'clock for the rest of us. Looking in the selfies. You look absolutely marvelous, doll. I'm looking in the selfies to see the Kali from the Kansa.
Oh, yes, she is awesome looking today.
Absolutely marvelous.
Looking very beautiful.
Let me see here. As far as tweets are concerned... What?
Miss T, just to let you know what you're in for as soon as they find you, Berlin Wolfhound.
Ooh. Oh,
yeah, you're looking good, Callie.
The FTC this morning has tweeted out that they did a workshop this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time that they examined contact lenses in the marketplace and proposed changes to the Commission's contact lens rules. So hopefully that is still up, even though it's been about an hour and a half since it started, since they are continuing their Consumer Week, their buyer beware going on thing, so check that out. The DoD did a 1.5-minute Twitter video, which is absolutely hilarious. It's how the different branches of the military eat cereal, since it is National Cereal Day. Yes, you heard that right. It is National Cereal Day. Good afternoon.
Hey, Jay Willie.
I watched the video. It's absolutely freaking hilarious. They have everything from drill sergeants yelling at somebody not eating cereal right, to the take that you see on the screen about the cereal bowl slides. Because that is the Navy's way of eating the cereal, apparently. So, you guys take a look at that. It's funny. It'll give you a good laugh first thing in the morning. Ajit Pai is in Puerto Rico trying to, has proposed to direct approximately $954 million toward restoring and expanding communications networks in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Networks that were destroyed and damaged during the 2017 hurricane season. So he's hard at work doing that. Mezzo Dragon, they're being super serial about it, huh?
I see what he did there.
Yep, exactly. Let me see. Oh, morning, Triname. How are you? Nope, we're still going through the tweets and stuff. And
yeah, you're early.
Our pretty picture for the day from the Department of the Interior.
What is it? What is it?
Comes from a picture by Shane Stingle, I think. It's Crater Lake. So this is a picture of Crater Lake.
Ooh, pretty.
Mm-hmm. I actively search out those because there's always got to be a nice picture of something on the stream.
Especially in this ugly world we live in.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Ooh, Triname has chicken and egg ramen.
Yeah.
Yum.
And when she says that, I think she means real ramen and not...
Oh, yeah. The real stuff.
Mm-hmm. Latest I will be going to Texas is going to be the last week of this month. I'm shooting for the last week of this month. When that happens, you guys will be getting tweet alerts. Well, I'm going to be tweeting out when I'm going to be leaving. And I'm also going to be posting that in the Discord. So if you guys want to follow me, I am going to be doing that. And if I do a hashtag for it, I will actually announce that on the stream. Because I will be telling you guys when I'll be leaving, the stops I'll be making, and so on and so forth. Because I will be traveling with Zeus. And so you can't, go as long as you want on the road. Morning Ichi Fatum, so every 3 hours I'll probably be stopping to make sure he doesn't have to use the bathroom. It is a 16-hour trip from Atlanta to where I'm going in Texas. Which is no short haul.
It's like traveling with my wife. Every hour or so, we gotta stop by the bathroom.
I'm usually good for about 3-4 hours, sometimes 5, depending. Once I get used to the fact that I'm on a long trip, it's like, yeah, I got this.
Oh, I used to love going cross country. That was fun times. If you're young and you haven't done it yet, you have to go travel cross country. It's a blast.
Yep, and since I figured out why I wasn't able to upload videos to Twitter, mainly because I had them on the wrong resolution. Hashtag Life with Zeus is going to return on Twitter today with short little videos of him goofing off or, trying to guilt me into spending time with him and so on and so forth. So those are going to be back on the Twitters.
Yay.
Yep. Hopefully before I hit the road, there's going to be a major upgrade to my POS phone that I am putting in the... This is a Windows phone. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hopefully it will be upgraded to some sort of Android phone before I go on the road. That way I can give you guys timely updates. Because this phone don't do shit.
Just flush it. Just flush it down the toilet. It's not worth anything.
I know, right? All right, so now that we have got that out of the way, I went to Oklahoma with all my kids. A 12-hour trip took 38 hours. Never again. Yeah.
Wow, Misty, I'm surprised you're still sane.
Windows phones actually aren't that bad. Trying to make a Windows phone rich.
So let's see. Jason says 3 to 4 hours. That's it. I go through 9 hours without going. Well, because we're men. For some reason, men can hold it.
Seriously, that looks like my ghetto phone. So let's go ahead and get into the news, right? Let's roll this.
Yes.
Thing.
Woohoo!
Okay. As always, we start out with that wonderful thing that nobody wants but everybody needs, the weather report.
Oh, yay.
Yay. Weather report for March 7th, 2018. A nor'easter will spread snow to the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Sorry, Merlin. A low pressure front will bring rain and mountain snow to the western U.S. by Thursday. A surface low pressure... Oh, Moogie Wata has joined the madness. Thank you and welcome, Moogie, wherever you are.
Yay!
I think
Moogie.
that was on Twitch.
I like that, Moogie. I can say that over and over again. Moogie, Moogie, Moogie.
Moogie, Moogie, Moogie. A surface.
Oh, wow, thank you.
A surface low pressure front and associated frontal system is quickly transitioning into a nor'easter and will spread snow to much of the northern mid-Atlantic and northeast today through the end of the week. Numerous winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories are in effect across portions of the northern mid-Atlantic and northeast. The storm
tell me about it. I get alert every freaking hour now. You're there, I got a storm coming. Right? Yeah, no kidding.
The storm is expected to track offshore the Delmarva Peninsula.
There you go.
Yeah. Northward while paralleling the northeast coast. By Thursday evening, snow accumulations could easily surpass 1 foot for areas west of the I-95 corridor. It's nice to know that we're not the only ones that misspell things. The major cities will be on the gradient in between the substantial snowfall totals and light snowfall totals, so there is uncertainty in how much snow will fall in areas such as New York City. Check your local forecast on weather.gov and our snowfall probabilities to see the range of possibilities. Snow will persist over the Great Lakes region over the next couple of days as low pressure hangs around, with an additional 6 to 8 inches possible. For the southeast, showers and thunderstorms are expected for portions of central and southern Florida today as the cold front pushes south. Sorry, Floridians. Across the west, conditions will generally be dry through this afternoon before a low approaches the coast. Rain and mountain snow will spread into northern California and the Pacific Northwest this evening and into the northern Rockies on Thursday. Rain and snow totals will be fairly light for this system through Thursday. So now here's the pretty picture number 1. And yay, I'm not getting rained on. Woohoo!
Yeah, yay, I'm so excited for you.
Moogie over on the Twitch side said, I'm in Florida and the cool is welcome. Well, enjoy it. Penina Chan, maybe I'll freeze my ass off. So here are the thunderstorms covering most of the peninsula down here. We've got the rain over here off the coast. This is a mixture of rain and freezing precipitation, and all this lovely white crap is snow.
Yeah. Look at Rhode Island. Rhode Island's right on.
Mm-hmm. We've got a winter mix over here, over Oregon and Washington State. And we've got high and low pressure fronts mixes all across going from west to east. But I'm just happy that it doesn't look like I am going to get wet today, which is good. Oh, Penina Chan over on the YouTube side is asking Moogie on the Twitch side, where in Florida? Anime girl puts on glasses.
This means Ronan will have a good travel day.
Yes, hopefully.
And Magnus, too, if he's traveling today.
Yep, because there are no wind advisories, so And
Nice.
here is the temperature advisories for the day. So this is pretty pleasant here and along the bottom here, but as we go up, the temperatures go down, ranging into the oh fuck no, I'm not going outside range with the light purple and lavender. Moogie says homestead, Penina. So you see all the weather forecasting and all the temperature forecasts for today.
I want to be in the green and yellow.
You gotta move
I want
west.
to be there.
You gotta move southwest, young man.
I'm stuck on an island.
G. Bronner, the sun needs its light bulb changed. Am I right, flat earthers?
Oh, yes. Nice dig there, Bronnet.
Alright, so we've got that one. So we're going to do that to the weather. We're going to do this to the news. Because apparently it... Alright, there we go. And the first one is the West Virginia story this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Here we go, people. West Virginia teachers cheer! Pay hike! Deal to end walkout.
Yep.
West Virginia striking teachers cheered, sang, and wept joyfully Tuesday as lawmakers acted to end a 9-day classroom walkout. Seating them 5% pay hikes. They're also going to be extended to all state workers. The settlement comes on the heels of this crippling strike that idled hundreds and thousands of students, forced parents to scramble for childcare, and cast a spotlight on government dysfunction in one of the poorest states in the country. Officials from several of the state's 55 county school systems said they planned to reopen as soon as Wednesday, but union leaders had not declared the strike officially over. The West Virginia teachers, some of the lowest paid in the nation, had gone without a salary increase for 4 years. Danielle Harris, one of the striking teachers, called the strike a victory for students as well. As she says, it shows them how democracy is supposed to work. That you don't just bow down and lay down for anybody. They get the best lesson they could ever have been through if they were out of school. Sorry, I bubbled on that.
Even if they were out of school. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, sure. Maybe they should, because most teachers can't teach. Anyway. Teachers walked off the job February 22nd, balking at an initial bill signed by Governor Jim Justice to raise their pay 2% in the first year, as they also complained about rising health insurance costs. Justice responded last week with an offer to raise teachers' pay 5%, a proposal the House approved swiftly, but the senators weren't so eager to sign off on. Instead, the Senate countered with an offer of 4%. All right, 4% the Senate offered. Of course, that prompted the leaders of all three unions representing the state's teachers to announce that they would extend their walkout because they didn't get that 1%.
Yeah.
The school system's 277,000 students and 35,000 employees were affected by this walkout. Also, missed school days will be made up either at the end of the school year or by shortening spring break, depending on the decisions by individual counties. Now, class, what can you tell me is wrong with this story?
They got a raise in one of the poorest states in the country, and they don't know where the money's going to come from for the raise?
Very good, very good. Good gold star for you.
Yay, I paid attention.
Seriously, folks, the state doesn't have this money to give them.
Yeah.
I mean, 4%. I would have taken the 4%.
Yeah, that'd be
You know, but no, they're selfish, they're greedy. They don't consider that the state has to pay for them when the state is struggling itself for people to find jobs to live day by day.
Yep.
These are not special class.
Yeah, we covered that, last week, the first time we covered the strike?
Yep. When we all thought it was over, and then we find out, oh no, they walked out because, you know, the 2% was not good enough.
Right. Miss T said they should be paid based upon their performance. Tenure teachers are some of the laziest people on earth. I agree.
I agree. It is so true, because once you get tenure, that's it. They don't have to do anything.
Honestly, do consider that when the teachers are so low pay they need secondary jobs, they can't even fulfill their grading duties due to lack of time left in the day. That's Neil. And yeah, I mean, we take that into consideration when we look at stories like this, but the problem is this. Everybody in every state everywhere pays school taxes, whether they have children going to schools or not.
Right.
Okay. So you're paying into the state educational system just to see the money go more often than not to the school board of that state or that local city, depending on how their government is set up, leaving the teachers being the least paid employees in the education system, when in my opinion they should be the highest paid, because they're the ones that are directly in contact with our kids.
And the problem is when you have unions controlling the deal, the teachers, most teachers just end up not caring. I mean, there's good teachers out there that will do their job, teach our kids because they love teaching. But then again, you got a majority that just don't want to teach because they can get away with it.
Exactly. And Neil says, since teachers can't even teach anymore with how the system is all crap for everyone. Yes, it is.
Yes. Common Core is the worst thing ever in that education system. The National Education Association should be banned, broken down, and gotten rid of. And we need to get back to the basics. That's the problem.
Yep.
Basics.
I mean, we do, and we've discussed this before. I want the books to be open. I want everybody to see where this money is going. That's number one. Number two, we need to get rid of the teachers' unions. I'm sorry, but we do, because we need to go to a voucher system to actually make these teachers work for their pay.
Exactly, I agree.
Because if you look at Europe, that's the model that most European countries use, is the voucher system, to where if the parents don't like how their children are being taught, they take that child out of that school, put them in another school, and that money follows that student.
And you're right. I know a bit about public school teachers because my father was one. There's no longer a reason to become a teacher. It's a thankless job. You can't even control anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, because basically what students are doing today, what the teachers are doing, is preparing students for tests. Not life skills, but information so they can pass the next test that come up.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
So no civics, no classes on balancing the checkbook, or how to survive out in the real world. None of that.
Yep. Training my girl, I learned nothing in school except that mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell. Yeah, pretty much.
There you go.
Everything else you have to look up I actually got taught. So I mean, that was before the Common Core got instituted, but I went to school in the latter half of the No Child Left Behind, which was twisted all to get out and misinterpreted.
I went to school during the Reagan era, so actually they were still teaching at that time.
Yep.
I cared.
Mm-hmm.
I cared.
All right, next story. U.S. Department sues California over sanctuary policies. You read that right,
About
people?
dang time.
Yep.
About dang time.
Yep, it is. We've been waiting on this one. U.S. Justice Department sued the state of California over so-called sanctuary policies that try to protect illegal immigrants or illegal aliens against deportation, ramping up a confrontation over whether local police should enforce federal law. The lawsuit, filed late Tuesday in federal court in Sacramento, the California state capital, takes aim at 3 state laws passed last year that the Justice Department contends violate the U.S. Constitution. President Trump's Attorney General Jeff Sessions has made combating illegal immigration one of his top priorities since taking over the helm of the Justice Department in February 2017. A key part of that effort involves a crackdown on primarily Democrat-governed cities and states that Sessions claims are sanctuaries that protect illegal immigrants from deportation. The Justice Department lawsuit cites a provision of the U.S. Constitution known as the Supremacy Clause, under which federal laws trump state laws. California Attorney General Xavier Becerra on Tuesday said law enforcement in the state is focused on public safety, not deportation. Early into his tenure, President Trump signed an executive order that sought to block municipalities that failed to cooperate with U.S. immigration authorities from receiving federal grant funding. However, the Justice Department's attempts to implement the order to date have been stymied by lawsuits in federal courts in Chicago, San Francisco, and Philadelphia. All Democratic cities, keep that in mind. At issue is whether sanctuary cities are violating a federal law that requires them to share information about people they arrest with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, otherwise known as ICE. The Justice Department's lawsuit on Tuesday against California targets 3 state laws. One of them, known as Assembly Bill 450, prohibits private employers in California from voluntarily cooperating with immigration officials. Let me reread that. Assembly Bill 450, that's 450, prohibits private employers in California from voluntarily cooperating with federal immigration officials. A second law, Senate Bill 54, that's 5-4, prevents state and local law enforcement from giving federal immigration officials information about when they intend to release an illegal immigrant from their custody. The third law empowers the state to inspect federal immigration detention centers.
Wow.
And that's where they're at today.
The Californians try to be above the government.
Yeah.
That's what I see here.
Yeah, they're trying to supersede federal government, which is never going to happen.
No, it's not. But going to those cities and going through the court system there, it's going to be a contentious fight.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen because we're talking about Democratic judges here, and we'll see if they actually do their jobs and follow the law or go to their activist status and tell the world why something should be something or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's just gone are the days of judges actually being impartial and just judging things upon how the law is written.
Exactly.
You know, they're taking stances because, the evil Trump is in office.
Yes, Viking. California leaders are so corrupt and such horrible people they are. Mm-hmm. The way they're acting like they are like the snobs of the United States, which they are. But for them to make state laws that counteract the federal laws of this land, that's a no-go. That should be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But yet, here we are.
Green Badger outdoors, so they made a law that makes it illegal to not be a felon. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Trump will run as a Democrat in 2020 since he's a Democrat. Yes, he was originally a Democrat before he ran as a conservative.
Yes, he was. Miss T, down with the land with the nuts. Chase the squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And, by the way, no squirrel sighting today. He hasn't been around. So I think he's plotting. He's plotting. I know he is.
Plotting and planning, huh? Plotting and planning.
Exactly.
All right, next story. I will toss this over to you, Merlin.
All right. Two Stoneman Douglas shooting survivors take first steps to sue. The law firm representing Kyle Lehman, a wounded student on Monday, sent a letter. On Monday, sent a letter of its intent to file a claim against the Broward Sheriff's Office, the FBI, the Broward School Board, and other defendants. Kyle, 15, is the second student to file notice. Separately, student survivor Anthony Borges, 15, and his parents notified Broward County Administrator Bertha Henry of their intent to sue. The notice claims negligence on the parts of Broward County Public Schools, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas principal, and his school research officer. Kyle and Anthony were among the 16 wounded in the February 14th shooting that left 17 people dead. Kyle is dealing with memories of the terror he felt when his classroom was locked, and he was stuck in the hallway during the for the Berman Law Group, which is representing them, wrote in a statement. The teacher couldn't get the door open fast enough. Everybody was running scared. Kyle looked at the gun staring right back at him, and instinctively he jumped for cover. The bullets were flying, and the doctors told his mom one tore through his ankle and foot. Kyle has undergone 2 surgeries to reconstruct the ligaments damaged from the injury. A letter on behalf of Kyle was sent to Broward Sheriff's Office. The school resource deputy failed to act at the moment of need, unquote, unquote. Kyle's attorney sent a letter to the FBI, which had been warned about Cruz, Henderson's Behavioral Health, which treated Cruz, and the Florida Department of Children and Families for negligence. Attorneys alleged that the Department of Children and Families determined Cruz was not at risk. Department of Children and Families determined Cruz was not a risk. Wow. And quote, and apparently did nothing to assist in the prevention of the mass shooting, unquote. Although there were quote unquote warning signs stretching back over a decade, Kyle was saved that day by an off-duty Coral Springs police officer. Not Broward County, not the resource officer, but this guy, who has been watering the sports field in gym clothes. Sergeant Jeff Henrick, who didn't have his gun, actually went in the building, grabbed Kyle, traded him with a first aid kit, then called police. When help arrived, Hendrick grabbed the vest and a spare rifle in the back of the captain's cruiser and got to work. That is how an officer's supposed to work.
Yeah, I agree. Morning, Dragoneth.
Hey, Dragoneth. The other student, Anthony, was shot 5 times. He was struck twice in his right leg, and once in his left, and twice in his torso. Anthony's attorney, Alex Areza, said, he remains in the hospital. Anthony is currently unable to walk and has undergone several surgeries and remains hospitalized at Broward Health Medical Center. Wow. And I think this is good.
Yeah.
I think this needs to happen.
Oh yeah.
Because we gotta take the focus away from guns to the total system failure that happened, top to bottom, and which no one's talking about. And if they're suing, hopefully this will bring it to light, and maybe people will understand. Wait a minute, it was the system that did this, and not the guns. And how you say it, Sarelli? Sarelli. Sorry. Scott Israel needs to be jailed. Criminal negligence.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Green Badger, I agree with the principle of the lawsuit, but the police are not under any obligation to protect you. My advice, get a firearm if you can.
And Bronert says that whole situation is fishy.
It is. I mean, how did he fall through the cracks of so many different systems that were designed to catch somebody like him?
Over 50 times they've been to his house between the sheriff's department and the board of health, the health people. Over 50 times. And they said that nothing to see here.
Yeah.
And also I have to say, the way Sheriff Israel handled this whole situation, embarrassing. He just embarrassed himself, his department, and all of his police officers and detectives. So that was just
Penina Chan, the police are not under obligation to protect, then I want my taxes back.
Yes.
Alright, and the last story, since we keep flip-flopping, it's my turn.
Yay.
Piss off a whole bunch of conservatives out there. Yikes. Oh, alright, here we go. The last story. Republican lawmakers in tight races now embrace gun control measures. Yep, I read that right. And the story reads, Morning, MC! Morning.
Hey, MC.
A majority of Republican lawmakers in the tightest congressional races are changing their message on guns, expressing new support for restrictions after last month's high school shooting in Florida. 11 Republican incumbents face elections in 2018, widely seen as toss-ups or leaning against the current office holder. So far, 6 of them have publicly embraced new gun control measures. They are breaking ranks with a party that has often balked at taking significant steps that could restrict Americans' constitutional right to own guns. However limited to the shift, it shows that lawmakers who will depend on the votes of moderates and independents to win tough swing district states. They are doing it amid a public outcry over repeated mass shootings that has been driven in part by student activists who have confronted lawmakers over legislative inaction on the issue. 3 out of 4 Americans say they favor banning military-style assault weapons, a recent Reuters Ipsos poll found. The poll of 1,488 people between February 25th and March 1st also found that nearly 9 in 10 people supported expanding background checks for gun buyers. Republican incumbents in competitive districts need to respond to voters who are often more open to gun restrictions than those in districts that are easy wins, said Ryan Williams, a Republican strategist at FP1 Strategies. Republican lawmakers in 7 safe districts adjoining those districts have largely stuck to the same positions they had before the shooting, mostly opposed to new forms of gun control. The 18 Republican lawmakers in both competitive and safe seats whose statements Reuters analyzed have received more than $1.5 million from the NRA in donations or expenditures on their behalf throughout their political careers. Ooh, live chat's blowing up.
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
Yeah, the 11 lawmakers who did not shift their stance on gun control after the Florida shootings received 85% of that. As these elections heat up towards the midterms, expect more Republicans to junk the U.S. Constitution for more gun control measures.
Nook, right away. People are literally saying in these polls they want stuff we already have. Idiots. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's already a law, and no one's. Why isn't anyone going back and seeing these laws are already on the books? We don't need to clog the legislation with more crap that we don't need. This is why stuff don't get done.
Yeah. Hunley says he's working on a gun video from a UK perspective. Let me see. We also have Evil Gunny. South Carolina ruled in 2010. Leo's law enforcement officer's job is to enforce the law, not serve and protect. Viking Sandwich Wench, all they need to do is take away one of our rights, and then they will be able to take away all of our rights. Thanks, masses. Starts with one.
Yep.
Goes from there. How far are they going to expand to? Asked Traname Girl. See what my great-grandma did? Yeah. Miss T. Wow, already time to brew another pot of coffee. I think someone is helping me, and they will die when I find out who.
Callie, you're not supposed to be playing video games. We have a show on.
Right?
That's why you're confused.
Mm-hmm. Green Badger Outdoors. The shooter committed multiple felonies, and no one arrested him because they didn't want to put him on the school-to-prison pipeline.
Yep.
Interesting. MC. Republicans in competitive districts need to stand on principles, otherwise they will lose. I agree, MC. I agree. We have a new Kyle Smith. Welcome. Pull up a chair.
Hey.
Favorite brew this morning. We just
Hi,
finished
new
the
Kyle.
news, and we're talking about the stories right now. Let me see here. G. Bronert. I cannot see this actually happening. They underestimate those that don't agree, just like they underestimated that Trump would win.
Yep.
Yep. Viking Sandwich Wench. Pandering to libtards will not get them to vote Republican, but it will turn off Republican voters. That it will.
Hey, Cthulhu. He says, is there laws about dynamite in public?
Good afternoon, Poffit.
We know there's one for grenade launchers and rockets to put on your attachments as on your AR-15.
I see here. Yeah, I mean, it's just they keep doing this in an attempt to pander.
And this is why there's so many books, law books, that are just thick, chock full of laws that they don't go back to.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Imagine if they say, well, we have these laws in place, we don't really need to do anymore. Let's talk about the infrastructure. Hey, let's talk about doing this or that. But no. Now the Congress will be working on more redundant laws for us to, I don't know, whatever. Use as toilet paper.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, here we go. Time for shout-outs.
It's Mr. K.
Here we go. And the first recommended video of the day is The Oscars, Sargon of Akkad and Emma Watson by Omegon. He taps on all of them and he, puts his little 2 cents in along the way. For those of you that like Omegon, you know his format. This is his newest video, released today, actually. So go check that out. And don't forget to give a like or put a comment in the comment section whether you agree with him or not. Next video is Satsu 2 cents. RuPaul comes under fire for acknowledging trans women as women. I read that right, and so did he.
What? Can you just one more time?
RuPaul comes under fire for acknowledging trans women as women. The article he's responding to is somebody asked him about his Drag Race television show and said if somebody was a post-op trans woman, would they still be allowed on the drag show? Remember, it's a show for drag queens, men in drag. He said no, because they would no longer be drag queens.
Exactly.
And he received all sorts of shit.
What the hell? I mean, RuPaul's Drag Race, being drag, a male that puts on woman's clothing, therefore, thus, being in drag. You cut off their penis, guess what? They're not in drag because they're wearing dresses.
Exactly.
My brain hurts.
So he does go through that, and he does address that particular article and the backlash, too. Why? Damn, guys, girls. Ugly. Next one. If you build it, he will glum by Scribe Light. And Scribe Light was particularly cool in this one because this guy is an architect. It is a TED Talks because he does do a lot of responses to TED Talks videos. And this guy that is on this TED Talk stage is an architect, bitching about architecture and how it wasn't welcoming in a hospital room when his wife was giving birth.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And
That
he goes on
sounds
to complain about other stuff too. I love Scribe's response to it. It's really cool.
Oh no, it's a double trap.
And the last one is the irreligionist. They took our hijabs. MTV cringe, and it is what it sounds like. He is responding to an MTV decoded video.
Oh, why? That's so cancerous.
He put himself through that for us.
Wow.
Least
irreligionist, if you're hearing me, dang, buddy, good job.
Yep. He took the bullet, so we didn't have to.
Yeah, he did.
Because we all know decoded is cancer.
Oh, yeah, of the highest degree.
Yes, and speaking of cancer...
Don't even say it. No, come on.
I got you, man. It's part of the format.
Maddy, please, not again.
Yes, again. I'm sorry.
Oh, Callie, I'm going to get you one of these days. What is it?
Here we go. Are Hollywood movies teaching men and boys that predatory behavior is okay?
Okay, let me look on Wiki how to make a noose.
Author, Jonathan McIntosh. So it's a dude. So it gotta go this way. We've all sat in horror these last several months as some of the most influential and powerful men in the movie business have been accused of sexual abuse, harassment, and assault. Yet, as a film buff, reading account after account of predatory men behind the scenes in Hollywood, it's been impossible to ignore how similar the predatory behavior we've been seeing is to what often we see celebrated on the big screen. When it comes to sex and romance in the movies, male protagonists are rarely shown taking no for an answer. Persistence and dogged determination are almost universally depicted as admirable traits for leading men, especially when it comes to the pursuit of women. Heroic nice guy characters routinely engage in forms of coercion, manipulation, or stalking, but instead of being framed as creepy, these behaviors are more often than not presented as effective and romantic ways to win over the women of their dreams.
Dying.
In the latest James Bond movie Spectre, 007 kills a man, shows up at his widow's house, then aggressively forces himself on her sexually as she backs away in fear. Peter Parker stalks Gwen Stacy in both of the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and in Passengers, Chris Pratt's character is so obsessed with a sleeping woman, he decides to trap her on a spaceship with him for the rest of her life. Despite their deplorable actions, these heroes eventually get the girl. These examples are emblematic of the enduring pattern in Hollywood wherein male protagonists are rewarded for ignoring their basic principles of sexual consent.
My brain. Ow.
It gets worse.
No.
Yes.
Callie, I'm gonna get you.
Oh. In light of rampant sexual harassment in the real world, it's important to ask, are Hollywood movies teaching men and boys that predatory behavior is okay? Take actor Harrison Ford's most iconic characters, like many children of the 1980s. I idealized Han Solo, Indiana Jones, and Rick Deckard. But upon rewatching Ford's films as an adult, it's hard to ignore that these characters are less than heroic in their treatment of women.
Oh, come on! Really?
And often act more like sexual predators.
Oh, come on! Dude! Dude!
Just watch the first kiss between Han Solo and Princess Leia in The Empire Strikes Back. Leia backs away from Han's advances, saying no the entire time, yet he ignores her verbal and non-verbal protests, pins her against the bulkhead, and kisses her anyway. Similar scenarios play out in Indiana Jones movies. At the end of the Temple of Doom, Indy uses his whip to forcibly stop his leading lady from leaving in anger, pulls her back to him and kisses her. But far and away the most disturbing is the original Blade Runner from 1982.
Get off. Get off it.
Where Ford's character, Rick Deckard, slams the door closed to prevent his love interest from leaving his apartment and violently pushes her against a window and sexually assaults her as romantic saxophone music plays in the background.
Shoot me!
Only somebody get Merlin Tylenol.
Yes, my brain hurts!
Evil Gunny, Jay McIntosh is Anita Sarkeesian's cuck. I figured you guys would recognize Jonathan. I pulled a full Macintosh. Do you really have to do cancer every day? We are good people. It's part of the format, Miss T. I'm sorry. At least I try and do it in overly dramatic, accent of some sort.
My brain.
Sorry.
Someone save my brain!
Gives Merlin a bottle of aspirin, Miss T.
Thank you, Miss T.
Alright, and to make it all better, here are the Humble Bundle deals for the day before we go
Yay!
into the live stream announcements. Software Bundle, Magic's Sound of Music. MP, let me see, 13 days for this one. Pay $1 or more for MP3 Deluxe 19, Music Maker EDM Edition, or Sound Pull Deeper Shades of House. Remember, in these particular bundles, these do go to charity. So you've got also SoundForge, Acid Music Studio, and Magic's Video Sound Cleaning Lab. All these in one bundle, and you get to choose how much you want to pay. Next bundle, if it's going to behave on me.
Behave.
Let me see. I know, right? I see. Oh, went all the way down to the bottom. We don't need all the way down to the bottom. Okay. We have Humble Monthly, 3 times early unlock. We went over this. Yes. Oh, this is an early unlock. April 2018. Click on that.
Hold up. Can I say real quick, Tranime girl says, "Hey Merlin, here's one for you. Someone said I'm not a transsexual because I call myself a transsexual. How's that brain feeling?"
Yep.
Please give me more humbles, please.
All right,
More humbles.
I will give you more humbles. That's the monthly one. Let me see.
Later, Gunny. You take care of yourself.
Yep. Take care, honey. All right, here we go. Activision sale. Get up to 75% off games in our Activision sale. Destiny 2, Call of Duty, and more. So
there
that's
you
something
go.
else to look into. Brawler games. 7 games, $149 value. Pay what you want. And in this bundle, we have, as I scroll down, the Guilty Gear, the Blaze Blue Continuum, Skullgirls, Arcana Heart 3, and Street Fighter 10 Tekken. So we've got those also. And the 2 on your screen as well.
That's good.
Morning, Mitch.
Oh, hey, Mitch.
Because it's never a good morning for Mitch. We also have the Indie Comics bundle we went over with yesterday. Code Your Own Games. It's another books bundle. 15 books, $524 value. Pay what you want.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's the deal.
On making 2D RPGs, HTML, and all sorts of coding for people who want to start making their own games. So there are the Humble Bundles for the day.
Nice. Very nice.
Yep, all these links can be found below because we love you. You click one link and you find all the bundles down there. Now for the live stream announcements. Yay. Live stream announcements. Okay, as always, until they build their channels, we've got the secondary links to Suits and Sinatra's streaming channels. Kumite has already started running their cartoons over on Tonka Saw's channel. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, reading Wren Chills Out with Wrenilations. Ghost Poo Podcast is being hosted by Drunken Uncle at 6 p.m. All times Eastern Standard Time. And this is Drunken Uncle's streaming channel. So when you click on that, don't be surprised if the name of the channel is Drunken Pineapple. Hellcats at 8 with Jason, or Tonight is the night where Lou, Penina, and I try not to starve. Catch us on Twitch at 8 p.m. It is a simulcast. While she does her little live stream on both YouTube and Twitch, I will be doing the same on my 2 channels as well. So you can either catch it on mine or hers. 9 p.m. Lords of the Night being hosted by Ranting Monkey, and as always, as soon as that stream is over with, Minions of the Zoo hosts their night stream at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those are the live stream announcements.
Very good.
Now we cleanse the palate of the, article that we will not name anymore.
Yes, please don't. My brain's recovering.
The link to the blog post that I posted yesterday is also below, as well as the paper.ly that is going out automatically every morning. What that is it's an aggregate of curated stuff that I follow on Twitter and other news sources as well, if you guys want to check that out and subscribe to that so it can be in your feed as well. As always, we want to know the news that matters to you, so please click on the website down below. Enjoy the free registration on the news forum and let us know what kind of news you want us to either fact check on or report on our daily show Monday through Friday, or what you want us to explain a little more in detail on Mondays and Fridays with our Coffee Talk edition of our show. After I move and I get settled in, we will see if we can actually do a weekend edition of Coffee Talk, but we will have to get that,
ironed out and everything.
Ironed out, yeah. We're still working on a firm schedule as far as blog posts and maybe adding other shows later, because we don't want to trip over anybody else that's trying to live stream. That's not our goal.
No.
But we do want to get the news out to you. We do accept good afternoon, Sir Adamantine. Also, if you click on that link or just go into the description, there is a Streamlabs link. Please, if you do decide to tip the stream, let me know if that tip is for me or Merlin. And if it is for Merlin, I will make sure he gets it.
Woo!
Okay? The goal is inevitably to set up our dear Merlin with either his own Streamlabs or to get his little PayPal link working so people can tip him directly. But until then, all you had to do is put in the notes that it is for Merlin and that money will get to him. So, on that note, because I'm not going to say what hasn't happened with the stream yet, because I don't want to curse it.
Yeah, don't do that.
We're not doing that.
we're on a good roll right now.
Exactly. And we have reached the end, unfortunately. Because we do not stream forevers like the Kumite.
Right.
We have a set format, dang it. And we stick to it as much as possible.
Yeah, because we don't want to bore people.
I know, right? So,
exactly.
As always, my friends, may your coffee ever flow. May your caffeine be ever strong. And may you have a wonderfully wacky and whimsical Wednesday. Take care, coffee nuts.
Bye.